What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. You know, Kevin Samuels is really influencing a lot of ideologies here in the world. Now, I can't say for sure if he has been influencing 21 Savage, but the commentary about this is very similar. All right. And Kevin Samuels really positioned this high value black male talking points here in Black YouTube. And one of the controversial things that Kevin Samuels talked about was high value men and cheating. Or is it cheating? Okay. And we saw that because people like Bill Gates have arrangements. All right. And I think that the mistake that we don't understand is that certain people, regardless of who they are, especially if they are very successful, their arrangements are not like others. Meaning that, yes, 21 Savage should follow the law like anybody else, but he's going to have certain preferences towards the law because of who he is. Same thing with women. 21 Savage is not going to be expected to behave in the relationship the same way as a guy who's a bus driver, because of who he is, because of what he does, because of his outlet, because of his opportunity. And that's something that a lot of women take issue with, because they feel that this guy that has a lot of opportunity should be able to do the same things that a guy that doesn't. And 21 Savage is pretty much saying that, hey, in this podcast, that it's okay for high value men to be able to cheat in relationships and women can't. Now, this is 21 Savage on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. He says that, if a woman cheats on him, he just can't forgive it. All right. And the reason why is if she was dealing with somebody else, like giving a guy a blowjob or booty clapping sounds, he just can't look at her the same. Okay. But with women, though, it's different. If a man sleeps with a woman, men are conquering women, right? So if he cheats, it's in the man's nature. But let's say, for example, if a man gets your woman, then 21 Savage's opinion is that everything is up for risk, right? Let's say, if she's cheating on me with a guy, if a man gets in between a woman's leg, he can get stuff out of her. She could tell the guy information about him. He can find out where he lives, find out how he moves, all the problems. Because typically that's what happens. Women are emotional, right? They tend to not just have sex with a guy and that's it. They tend to divulge information that can be used against the guy. Okay? And let me just take it a step further. 21 Savage has money. Okay? And I'm not saying that, just because you have a lot of money don't mean that you shouldn't be able to have, alert certain women. I think that it's according to whatever situation you set up. Okay? I think that if you set it up front of what you want, your arrangements up front, and if she agrees to it, fine. But the reality is that men are providing. If I'm a man and I'm very successful and I'm giving you money and I'm doing things for you, okay? I'm making your life easier. Oh, you better not be cheating on me, because the things that I'm doing for you in accordance to what you're doing is unequal. I think that's what he's trying to say, what he's trying to get across. And that you knew when you were dealing with me that I had a lot of opportunities. I'm not want to stop the opportunities that I'm dealing with. You know that up front, okay? But you can't go out and then you can go out and cheat on you because I'm doing it. Because what he's also saying is this: I can find somebody else like you. You will have a hard time finding somebody else like me. Don't believe me? Let's look at Amber Rose. Somebody that 21 Savage was dealing with, okay? And then we know about the other guy she's with now. I believe his name is like Alexander or something. I don't know. But Amber Rose went from Kanye West, okay, to Wiz Khalifa, to 21 Savage, to this one guy whose name is Alex. The guy's a bum, right? Alexander, whatever his name. So she's fell off each different time. Every time she's dealing with somebody, she's dealing with somebody that is less in relationship. Well, is it Alexander Edwards? Is it safe to say that her opportunities are less and less and less each time. So she don't have the ability to do what they do because the values are not the same. Now, if it was like Beyonce or let's say Meek Mill, that might be different. Or Beyonce, maybe Nas. Now that might be a little different, right? We're not having the same conversation. But in the fact that, you know, it's 21 Savage and he has more opportunity than she does, she can't play that same kind of game because if she loses him, she has a hard time getting somebody else like him. And it's not nice to say, but there is a strong point. Guys who have more money and more opportunities, they're going to be able to say, hey, I can do this. I'm sought after. And if you do that, I can be done with you. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it on paper equal. And I agree. But in certain cases, a guy like 21 Savage, he can demand how things are going to be. And see, that's the point that Kevin Samuels tries to drive home. When you are successful and you have enough clout, you have enough things you're supposed to do, enough proof of who you are, you can demand what you want and people can either take it or leave it. You know? Because this is the kind of man that I am. I'm still out here conquering. Now, I'm not saying that's true for every guy, because, you know, you have a lot of guys who are successful businessmen, millionaires, and they're not out there doing that, right? But certain kind of guys, like if you're dealing with a guy that's an entertainer, how could you not know that he's not going to be doing this? How could you not know? I just don't get it. And then you know, like Amber Rose, chicks like that. You're dealing with guys who have women throwing themselves all the time. It's different if it's guys like an attorney. This guy's an attorney. This guy's an orthopedic surgeon, something like that. Cool. He might, you know, have more incentive to be married. But a guy who's a goddamn rapper,
21,
an entertainer, and you expect him to be faithful for the most part, it's not going to happen. It's not the lifestyle that he lives. He's going to live a lifestyle that have a lot of different women getting at him. He's around women all the time. And see, that's what we're not talking about. High value men of any race are going to have opportunities. Look at Dan Gote. You know, Dan Gote out in Nigeria. Dan Gote is always in Aliko Dan Gote. Dan Gote is a bona fide player. He worth like $10 billion. You think Dan Gote is going to be faithful? I mean, let's be realistic. All right? Most likely not. And people want to have a problem with that. That's fine, but it doesn't take it from it is what it is. And I think that's what Kevin Samuels is saying, what 21 Savage is saying. Hey, I don't feel like you can get somebody else like me. Don't mean I don't love you. But if you do it, then you're done and I can replace you. I think it's what they're saying. Definitely what 21 Savage is saying here. You know? This is the arrangement, and you know, if you can't follow it, that's fine. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.